Play standstill there.
Kurdape's a 2-3, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want your opponent to okay. All right. So, well, that puts the opponent down to 3. Tom is not going to use the lightning helix.
That's absolutely right.
But Scott gets 3 cards out of the deal, so
I think one of them was Force of Will, so maybe the Wild Mikado might get forced.
I think you have to assume that there's some. Oh, I guess you're not there, so there's a bird. But there's also, and he got rid of the spell snare. Spell snare would have been huge against the lightning helix in Tom's hand. And
Rejury.
That's a land and that's a land.
that Rejury actually makes all of those Mutavaults reparable blockers. And here comes the barrage of red spells. And that's it.
And that was a quick match for Tom there, or quick game 3 rather, since that was.
And that's how Zoo demolishes Merfolk.
Merfolk, yeah. Tom's hand, like against some other decks, may have not been the best, but against Zoo just kept double Wasteland hand that couldn't keep up with Tom's cards at all.
All it takes is 2 1-drops.
Exactly.
And then your Wastelands are just slowing you down. Thank you.
Sucked.
Alright, let me go save that so everyone can watch that.
The nuts in response to it.
Eventually, everyone can watch that again.
Eventually, later this
Did my
week.
best. That grudge killed me.
They were indeed.
He put in.
They were talking about their.
I was pretty excited about
Hello, everyone.
it. Basically.
All right. They don't need to see our task window down at the bottom. No one wants to see that, and especially because it's the ugly Windows 7 one that I really don't like.
It's a temperamental card against
Maybe we should just hide it.
It's dead, but somehow
But nah, we just leave it the way it is. It's fine. We hit it pretty well right there with Goblin Room Blaster. He's awesome.
So they were talking. They're talking about the possibility of the submerged play after a fetch land between them. But he's like, unfortunately, he didn't have the forest, so they could do it.
Hey, he goes Wasteland. The Wasteland screwed him over.
Yep, it could have been free. So Scott couldn't pull that play that he wanted. So there, we brought you some matches right away. He brought in. You don't see it right now. Brought in some back to basics. Scott brought him some back to basics there. He did have sowers.
I don't think Mana Denial is the strategy you want to go
Against
Zoo because Zoo could just play a land, play a 1-drop that's a 3/3 or a 2/3, and then now you deny their mana. Now you wasteland it, or now you play back to bases. Now it doesn't untap, but the damage is already done. It's still there. It's still pumping Wild Mikado.
That's true.
And if there's one basic in the deck,
and also something like back to basics, doesn't Zoo play main deck Kasali Pride Mage already?
It does, but you can ignore that.
Yeah.
The fish, Merfolk, I don't really want to call it fish because fish has become its own archetype that has evolved away from Merfolk and has just been cheap creatures with counter spells. But the Merfolk deck, it has to spend a whole turn in order to play back to basics. So that's a turn that the fish deck is just getting smashed by Mikados and Kurdapes and whatever other 1-drops are in the deck.
I know, if you're spending your turns wastelanding, then planning to back to basics, even the little 2 damage from Kurdape, or even the 2 damage from Kurdape here and there, and 3 damage from Wild Mikado if they finally get that through, it all adds up.
Yeah, it adds up, and all of the Merfolk creatures are so much smaller than the Zoo creatures.
Yeah. You need a bunch of lords to come into play.
And each lord individually dies to lightning bolts, chain lightnings, lightning helix, all the lightning cards.
Yeah, it's like the big blowouts when you think you have a good block, and then they have the one lightning bolt.
You're like bolt
to get rid of lord.
Yeah,
now all your blocks look so bad. But I'm guessing he won game 2 off the back of Jitte, which is really good against Zoo.
It is.
Yeah, so you get Jitte in play. Then that's a way he could beat Zoo, but unfortunately he didn't have. That should have been his plan. Jitte equip, not back to basics, wastelands, and everything like that.
And you need 4 mana to jiquip,
as
I like to call it. So, I don't know. I guess that's a learning experience. I don't know. I mean, I haven't personally tested that matchup, but on paper, you could just see how awful it could feel.
We've seen that.
And,
I've seen a couple matches already of that particular matchup through the GG's Live. So experiencing that there, still showing a.
All right, so we have 14 minutes left. Thank you, Legacy, for being the fastest format ever. We could talk a little bit about, show a little bit of the coverage from the standard for anyone who missed it. We were having a little bit of trouble with our Flash videos for some reason. It looks like maybe I need to upgrade the Flash player on the computer that's running the stream because I couldn't play any of the Flash videos. So I'm gonna have to check out that issue when we get back. But we also have we have
the top 8.
We have the top eight in like Windows format.
Yeah.
But for some reason there wasn't any sound in that video.
So we'll be re-recording.
So we're gonna re-commentate over the recorded video of the top 8 footage from yesterday.
So even more incentive to watch the tape videos, so you could hear the new commentary and watch it sound like geniuses, as we know what plays you would do.
Maybe there may be a way for us to do this, in our downtime, like play a video, like do the commentary over it. But I think there isn't a real way to. Oh, I guess there is. We could do like one game at a time with this recorder. We could play it, do the commentary, show the video, and then stop it in between each game.
We could. We just have to make sure we don't miss our live coverage.
All right. Well, we have 12 minutes right now, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah.
1, we need to fill some time. 2, we need to re-record the sound on these videos. So right now we are going to show
the top 8 of.
Well, we're going to show the quarterfinals, one of the quarterfinal games
of the standard event.
Of the standard event. Let's see if I can get that queued up.
We'll show the quarterfinals of the standard event. We'll re-commentate on that, so you're going to hear some stuff. From us, and then hope you see us setting up.
Oops, I keep closing it. Alright, so now you should be seeing the
Justin Corbett with
the quarterfinals, but I'm going to restart it because I need to start the recording.
We'll be re-commentating on this while we wait for the next round to start.
So let's play and pause. And so what we need to do is click record, and then we're going to start talking. We can actually make this bigger to give us something so that we can see. Alright, so you guys should be seeing a nice little pause there. And, alright, so now we're going to start. Alright, welcome to the quarterfinals of the StarCityGames.com standard portion of the Dallas-Fort Worth Open Series. We got Rashad here. I'm joined by Ray.
How's everyone doing?
And we have a matchup between Valakut, which is Justin Corbett's plan,
against, I believe, it's Grixis Control.
Grixis Control from Anthony.
And we see Justin start off with Terramorphic expands into a forest. Anthony has Divination in his hand, drawing, I believe, a Mind Shatter right there.
Alright, so we're gonna start. We got a mountain and an exploration map, which is pretty good because we have to go fetch our Valakuts. Now this is actually a pretty good matchup for Valakut, which would, I'd say, 70-30 in favor of Valakut because
Grixis doesn't do anything.
Right, there's actually no interaction between the Grixis deck and the Valakut deck game 1. Aside from maybe Flash Freeze's main deck, which I'm not sure if those were in the deck.
Yeah, Anthony, I believe, had believe there was flash freezes in his deck. I remember seeing some. But he also, the big kicker, he has a lot of removal that isn't as good as it is against other decks.
Right.